Ever feel like you just want the key info on something important, but without wading through tons of dense
Yeah,
text?
exactly.
That's what we do here. We take that deep dive for you, so you come away with the really crucial insights.
Think of it as, well, getting the highlights and the aha moments from complex topics, guided by us.
Okay, so today we're zooming in on a specific event, the Alter Agro 2025 Festival. We've got materials from the Povey Foundation website festival, details, their goals, and also a study guide, which is helpful, plus a Q&A section.
Right. And our mission for you, the learner, is to pull out the most important, most interesting bits. We want you to get a clear sense of what this alter agro thing is, why it matters, and maybe find some of those, light bulb moments about sustainable living in agriculture.
All right, let's unpack it then. First off, what is Alter Agro 2025?
Okay, so fundamentally, it's a two-day festival. It's focused on three main things: bioagriculture, permaculture, and water conservation.
Bioagriculture, permaculture, water. Got it.
Yeah, and the idea is to offer, well, both inspiring talks from experts and practical knowledge.
So it's not just lectures, it sounds more experiential.
Exactly.
Hmm.
The overall aim, according to the organizers, is really about building a healthier connection with nature, deepening that understanding.
Okay. And when and where is this happening?
Dates are June 21st and 22nd, 2025. And the location is the old school building in Negashevo village. That's in the Gorna municipality, Sofia region.
An old school. That feels kind of appropriate, doesn't it, for this kind of focus?
Definitely fits the theme of community and maybe getting back to some basics.
Now, who's actually behind this? Who's organizing Alter Agro?
The main players are the Povey Foundation and another group called Drankup.
Povey and Ranku.
Right. And they've got support from the local municipalities too, Gorna and Negashevo. So it seems like a real community effort.
Okay, you mentioned the Povey Foundation. What's their story? What do they do?
So the Povey Foundation, they're a nonprofit. Started back in 2019. Their mission is basically supporting sustainable development in small, rural communities.
How do they do that?
Well, by encouraging local entrepreneurs, backing local initiatives, really tailoring things to those specific communities.
So it's broader than just farming then?
Yeah, definitely. While sustainable and biological agriculture are like core interests, they talk about developing working models. Their goals also cover environmental protection, how we interact with nature generally,
Okay.
preserving rural heritage, and getting young people involved in sustainable living. It's quite wide-ranging. The chairperson, by the way, is Dr. Mihaela Taneva-Andreeva.
Right, that gives us a good background on them. So let's get into the festival itself, the themes. What are the big ideas being explored?
They've structured the main content around two big panel topics. First one is living food and the body.
Living food and the body. Interesting. What falls under that?
Quite a mix, actually. You got Dr. Plemen Anshat talking about apitherapy.
Apitherapy. So using bee products for health.
Exactly. Basic principles, prevention, treatment. Could be a real eye-opener for proactive health using natural stuff. Then there's Nikolai Velkov on agriculture with prana.
Agriculture with prana. Okay, that sounds a bit more esoteric.
It does, yeah.
that-
Suggests maybe a more holistic or energetic view of farming, perhaps. And Svetlana Nikolova is covering from seeds to food the whole journey.
Right, the cycle.
And to show the breadth, there's even a gong bath and meditation session planned with Ioana Mancheva.
A gong bath. Okay, so they're really leaning into that mind-body-nature connection.
Seems like it. It definitely highlights that holistic approach.
All right, what about the second panel? Water and the agriculture of the future. That feels incredibly relevant right now.
Absolutely. And again, a diverse set of topics here. Dimitar Denchev will cover water cycles.
Yeah.
The basics.
Essential stuff.
And Anaki Arabuchi from an organization called CARBGR is talking about gray water purification.
Gray water. So that's like reusing water from showers and sinks.
Yeah.
Exactly. Really practical water saving. And then Ivan Salmakov is discussing aquaponics.
Ah, yes, the fish and plants working together system.
That symbiotic setup. The interesting thing there is how resource efficient it can be, especially, where water's scarce.
Makes sense. What else on water?
Philip Bilpov from the Chernuv Association is tackling growing food in drought conditions. Super timely.
Hugely relevant, yeah.
And Katya Nikolova focuses on practical tips for efficiency in rainwater harvesting in the garden. Plus, the Bulgarian Biodiversity Foundation will talk about restoration of micro-wetlands.
Micro-wetlands. Those little unsung heroes of the ecosystem. Good to see them getting attention.
Definitely. There are also a couple of other talks on the Sunday that look interesting. Anna Yovkova on water and rituals and customs.
So the cultural side of water.
Right. And Mimi Naidenova on the elementals in nature,
Yeah.
which seems more spiritual or elemental, perhaps.
Okay, so really broadening the definition of relating to nature. And balancing that, there's also Dr. Timiduga Staneva talking about the four aggregate states of water, bringing in that core science piece too.
Solid science, practical skills, cultural aspects, and it's quite a blend. But you mentioned it wasn't all just listening. There are practical things, too.
That's right. Big emphasis on hands-on stuff, especially on the Saturday. They've got workshops planned at Kukabaj, working with clay, making seed balls.
Seed balls. I love those. Such a simple way to spread native plants.
Yeah, exactly. Also painting with natural dyes and even blending spices.
Yeah.
So lots to actually do.
Okay, so you learn, and then you get your hands dirty.
Pretty much. And there's another key piece connecting it all back to the community and, well, the real world,
Oh, yeah. What's that?
a farmer's market.
Yeah.
So attendees can actually buy local products right there.
Ah, that's great. Supports local producers, reinforces the whole message.
Exactly. It makes that link between sustainable farming and the food on your plate really tangible.
So when you put it all together, the bioagriculture focus, the permaculture ideas, the water saving, the nature connection, how does this festival actually contribute to sustainable development?
Well, by promoting all these practices, right, it's showcasing nature-friendly living, encouraging these innovative, often low-tech approaches, and really highlighting why we need to restore natural resources. It's fostering that shift at a community level.
Okay, so let's boil it down for the listener. Why should you, listening right now, care about this festival happening in Bulgaria, even if you can't go?
Well, this deep dive gives you a really efficient way to grasp key concepts in sustainable living and farming. You get that curated overview without, having to research it all yourself for hours.
And think about those potential aha moments, right? Just
Yeah.
understanding better how our food connects to water, to the soil, maybe even to our own well-being.
Whether you have a garden or you're just curious about where food comes from, or maybe you're exploring ways to live a bit more sustainably. The ideas here are relevant. It's a snapshot of different approaches, some innovative, some quite traditional.
Okay, so wrapping up our dive into Alter Agro 2025. It's clearly a focused event in Bulgaria happening next June. It mixes expert talks with practical activities all centered on bioagriculture, permaculture, water.
Yeah, it really seems like a strong example of a community-led initiative tackling these big issues through education and, well, getting people involved.
So considering that huge range we talked about from, ancient water rituals right up to modern aquaponics,
Right.
what's the one aspect of our connection with nature that you, listening, find most interesting to think about more after hearing all this? It's definitely given me some food for thought.
Me too. And that's really the point of these deep dives, isn't it? To spark that curiosity, to make you want to keep learning and connecting those dots about our world.